Hey, what's going on, Victorious Army, my victorious family? What's going on with y'all? Hope y'all all having a real great day. Hope all is going well. Hope you're starting to find out more about yourself. Really, really learning and tapping into your own energy. And today, I got kicked out. Woo! So, in between the time of my last vlog to now, right, I ended up getting kicked out of my mama's house, right? Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, just getting my grasp here, right? But I got kicked out, right? It's weird. I got kicked out. And I didn't do nothing but sit here and try to do my best to help, right? In a lot of situations. But right, I guess that don't matter here, right? So now I'm about to get into my new house, right? Because I know for me, right, I had a lot of negative energy, a lot of heavy traumatic issues. A little bit I described in my last video, but the point why I brought that part up was that it's easy for me to look at the negative sides about these things, right? Like for me, right, I was like, oh, well, at first, initially when it had happened, right? Okay, hold on, maybe I just got to start from the top. Okay, so a while ago, right, my mom was talking about how she wanted to get the siding redone on this house, right? Because I guess technically both of us are kind of about to leave. Maybe not. I don't know. I know I'm about to, right? Right. And so right, I have some dogs here. My whopper snips. You see, there's one. Oh, oh, oh! Almost dropped it. Right. There's one, and there's two. This is my dog Blue. Hi, the Bleeby. Hi, the Bleeby. And that's Mocha laying in the corner over there being antisocial, like she normally do. But okay, so I was told I had to take the dogs and do something with them. That's what she said, right? You have to just do something with your dogs, right? Now they're my dogs, right? But initially, right, I wanted a cat before, I ended up getting dogs. But you know what? Right? It's fine. Right? Because I love my dogs. They're awesome, they're excellent, but I still would like a cat. And so, right, I had to do something with them, right? So I took them to my trainer, right? Came and picked them up, right? Because, I'm thinking just doing siding around the house, right? Have them out the way, not in the backyard, not out there barking at them, because all the loud noises and stuff, just to have, just have them out the way, right? So that happened, right? They left for a couple different days. My dogs are out here for a couple different days. And then, what's been going around, a lot of supply shortages, a lot of supplies on these materials and things, a lot of shortages going around everywhere, right? And then eventually I got to the point where it's like, she told me I had to have them out by the 11th, last month, right? And, I had them picked up at the 9th. So cool, right? So that happened. The 11th came, right? I'm like, nothing's happening, right? Nobody came, you know, nothing, right? So they waited a couple more days, right? And still nothing, right? Still nothing. And then so one day I asked her, like, well, when are the people coming to do the siding on the house, right? And she told me supply chain shortages. So I'm like, oh, well, okay, right? So while there's the supply chain shortage, I'm thinking, right, best thing for me to do, right, just have them here, right? So, the trainer ain't got to deal with them. He can go and do his own thing, for what he's doing, right? I can have him back for a little bit because he also told me, right, that's cool, right? I can come back and get him anytime. It ain't no problem. It ain't nothing, right? So I'm like, cool, right? So I get my puppies back, right? Which was a great day. I was happy to see my puppies after a little bit of shortage, right? Shortage of seeing my puppies, right? And come to find out that night, right? Um, I think I went out and I came back, right? And I have my dogs in here, right? So they just out of the way, not roaming around the house. And so apparently that one, the antisocial one in the corner over there, ends up taking a big ass shit in my mama's room. Which I wasn't necessarily aware of, right? But at this point, right? Because Mocha's the dog ended up getting, right, instead of being able to get the cat, right, that I wanted initially, right? And it's all right. I have her here, right? So I went upstairs, and her door was open, and so I just proceeded to close the door, right? Proceeded to just close the door, and then so I came outside, like with my dogs, right? Because I'm a bit of a smoker, so I was outside just smoking a black and mild, doing what I do. And then here she come, right? Here she comes stomping out, right? And start yelling all out into the night, right? Everybody sleep, right? Just cocking this whole attitude and shit, right? And I'm just like, what's going on, right? And then she tells me, right, those dogs are supposed to be gone. And I'm like, they were. And she's like, no, I meant for good. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know all of that, right? I didn't know all of that. She was talking about get rid of them completely. And I'm just like, what? Right? After, going through the whole shit and realizing, I didn't get the cat. It's fine, right? I have my dogs. I'm happy, right? I start loving on my dogs and everything, right? All is going well. And now, right, she tell me I had to get rid of them completely and shit, right? And I'm just like, wow, dude. Just wow. Right? So I'm going through all of that, right? She yelling, talking about, yeah, well, you need to go. You need to get up out of here. I'm like, what? Okay, right? Because I was planning to anyway. It's not like it's just completely all of a sudden, but I guess it's more so because she decided to tell me to get out, right? And because I had the dogs with me, right? Now she wants me to get out even faster. She gave me 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks to get out, right? And then the craziest part of all of this, right, is that she would rather help me to leave the house quicker, right, than to support my business way back when I needed a little bit of support. She would rather sit there and financially help me more to get out quicker, right, than to help me with my business, right? And I'm just like, wow, that's some crazy stuff, right? Crazy stuff, right? And all because I just wanted my puppies back, right? Didn't know that she meant get rid of them completely either. She didn't say all of that, right? But then it's just that part alone, right? That's what makes me sad. Because here I am, only trying to do right by my mother, only trying to help so much, do all these different things, right? And because I wanted something that I loved back with me, right? Because there were supply chain shortages with all this other shit, right? Now I got kicked out because I wanted my puppies back. Ain't that some shit? Right? But I brought this whole story up to sit here and say, right? Just because, like, you may want to do something, right? Or there are things that you would like to have for yourself, right? Or do for you, right? Not everybody's really going to be happy about that or agree with that, right? Or want that to happen, right? It's sad, It's real sad. But right? This is a point for me to realize, right? The best thing I can do is just, clearly get up on out of here, right? And continue to do the things that I wish to do, right? Because then another part, when my dog trainer brought back my puppies, he was talking about how he was getting into something that he wanted to do, right? That he always just wanted to do, right? I'm like, wow, that's legit, right? And I just come here saying, regardless of the circumstances around you, do what you want to do. Have what you would like to have, right? Don't let nobody else's concerns or weird words or, hurtful shit that they want to say to you stop you from having what you love having, or just I'm getting it together. I promise. I promise. Right, but don't let nobody stop you from doing you or having what you would like to have. It's like I said in my last vlog, right? After all that shit that I talked about, right? Ended up deleting those videos, right? And coming back to talk about it, right? I want to have fun, right? Because I thought to myself recently, like, when was the last time I truly enjoyed anything? No, really, like, enjoyed anything. Because I realized, all these different harsh words and stuff affected me so much spiritually, right? Internally. Then eventually it just piled up to where I'm not even enjoying anything anymore. I'm not really happy. I'm just all in this weird funk. I'm not enjoying anything, right? So I'm like, you know what? I haven't enjoyed anything for a long while, so I'm gonna fix that. I'm going to fix it all. Because I realized I kept giving so much help and so much love and patience and kindness and so much of my own mental space to helping and caring for other people, right? I ain't give a shit. I ain't give a shit about what I feel or anything I wanted to do, right? And I wasn't ever thinking about my own self, right? I wasn't ever thinking about my own self. So, like I said, I plan on changing that utterly and completely. So that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying these things that I would like to do. I'm stepping into doing what I would like to do. So I advise, right, or I would just like to say, do that for yourself. Get into those things you always just wanted to do, but put off, or maybe those dreams that you wanted to enter into, right? But you just feel bad, right? Feel bad about doing for you. I mean, that's how I felt. I always felt bad for doing anything that would actually be considered good for me, right? And I just had to take some time to really think, right? Like, I don't need to be feeling this way, trying to do good for my own self, right? Trying to do things for my own self, right? I need to do for me. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy things again, and just do what I always wanted to do, would have liked to do. So with that, I'm about to get up on out of here, get up into my new house, right? Instead of, right, like earlier I was talking about how it was easy for me to see the negative things, right? As in, like, for me, right, like being afraid, like, oh, I'm homeless, right? I'm gonna be on the street. And it's like, no, new house, right? Even though this came suddenly, right? And I'm still in transition to getting to that point where I can walk into that new house, right? That's all I keep thinking about is my new house, 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 right? So I've only got 2 weeks to do it, and this is about the end of the first week, so whew, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be in my new house, right? So always keep thinking towards the greater aspect, even if what's in front of you is telling you that, oh, bad times, bad things, negative shit happening, right? Keep thinking towards the positive aspect of things. Start enjoying your life. Really bring your feeling and emotion into yourself and start pushing it towards the things that you liked and always wanted to do. Feel it, feel it in. Love yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. You are the most important person in your own life and existence. No one else comes before you, or no one else should come before you. At least this is from my personal experience. Because when you do that, right, you start feeling more empty inside because you're giving other people attention over your own self who really needs it. If that's you, I'm just saying, right? Just from my personal experience. So, right, like I said, I'm about to jump off here, right? About to figure out how to get into this new house. So, as always, lead yourself to your greatest victory. Love yourself, and peace. I'm out.